as gas prices in many parts of California easily surge past $6 and toward $7 a gallon. Tonight, the state's governor wants Americans paying the most at the pump to see the biggest relief in their wallet.
I'll be submitting a proposal to put money back in the pockets of Californians.
If passed by state legislators, Gavin Newsom's new $9 billion proposal would give all state residents with a registered vehicle a $400 debit card, regardless of the car they drive or how much money they make.
We would like to see the aid targeted to low and moderate income households, the people who are most negatively affected by rising prices.
While critics contend Newsom's plan doesn't adequately help those most in need.
Instead of just arguing about who's to blame for it, we decided to take immediate action.
Governors in 3 states, including Maryland, have already suspended state gas taxes. And while some lawmakers on Capitol Hill also propose suspending the federal gas tax, taxes only account for 15% of the cost of a gallon.
The gas tax is a minor component of the final price of gasoline. It is not the majority of the cost.
While there's no agreement on how to ease the pain at the pump, what seems certain, there likely won't be widespread relief here anytime soon.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.